Hello, my friend, and welcome to Something for Everybody. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Today is a solo episode of the podcast where I'm discussing the 7 principles for building agency. So let's get to work. Agency. It's one of my favorite words and psychological concepts. So when I saw The Power of Agency by Dr. Paul Napper and Anthony Rao, I immediately wanted to share some of their ideas. In their great book, they define agency as the ability to act as an effective agent for yourself, reflecting, making creative choices, and constructing a meaningful life. Then they provide practical, scientifically grounded wisdom on the 7 principles for building agency. And I'm really excited to share them with you. So let's just jump straight in. And they quote, "The erosion of agency is a serious, widespread problem. Fortunately, we all have powerful adaptive abilities at our disposal." That's a really important point. We all have powerful adaptive abilities at our disposal. And these 7 targeted principles will help you increase your level of agency and keep it at a healthy level. So, the 7 principles for building agency. 1, control stimuli. Control stimuli. This is very important today in the modern age. Cutting back the number of distractions in your immediate environment increases your ability to choose where your attention goes, improves your concentration, bolsters creative thinking, and makes you less susceptible to both impulsive acts and poorly thought out decisions. The fastest way to get ahead of anyone in today's day and age is to be able to control your attention. To be able to control your attention, to put your attention on the right things for the right amount of time. That's focus. That's controlling stimuli. That's able to follow through on a task all the way through without multitasking, without getting distracted, without letting things move you off what's most important. So controlling stimuli is also about asking the question, what's important now and what needs to get done? Right? What's important now? That's a very important question. What is my most important task right now? That's how I control that other stimuli. I want to sit down for 90 minutes and do a deep work block, Cal Newport style, because I want to put my attention at the right things for the right amount of time. That is one of the things that will get you ahead of everyone else very, very fast. Being able to control stimuli, not scrolling on Instagram every second, being able to follow through on the task that you said. Doing what you said you were going to do. That's the number one marker of an elite performer. So if that's going to be you, you have to do this number one tool for building agency, which is control stimuli. And then we go to number 2. We have associate selectively. This is about relationships. Associate selectively. Surrounding yourself with healthy, empathetic, open-minded, candid, and supportive people will boost your mood, elevate your motivation, and improve your overall health and well-being. I've referenced this study 755 million times on this podcast. The 2 keys to the good life, according to this 85-year study that Harvard did, is great relationships and great health. You have to take care of your health. That's eating well, moving well, sleeping well, and thinking well. But even more importantly, or as equally as important, we have to take care of our relationships. We have to associate selectively, like they say in The Power of Agency. Surround yourself with healthy, empathetic, open-minded, candid, and supportive people who boost your mood, elevate your motivation, and improve your overall health and well-being. Associate selectively. Build great relationships. That is the cornerstone to a great life, is having great relationships. Not hundreds, not millions, not thousands, just 2 to 3 great relationships that you continue to water and you continue to nourish over time, and they grow with you. They evolve with you as you change and develop and become the best version of yourself through relationship with others. Not alone. Nobody does anything great alone. That's impossible. Nobody does anything great alone. There's always help along the way. But how we can do that is associating selectively and really honing in on building these great relationships that are the cornerstone of living the good life. And then we move on to the next one, which is number 3, I believe, which is move. Move. We just talked about this, right? Great health, great relationships. So, of course, one of the habits for building agency, or one of the principles for building agency, is going to be to move, focusing on movement and the nutrition and rest necessary to keep you active and in balance. Increases mental and physical strength and stamina, essential building blocks for all body and mind functions. You have to have a movement pattern. There's just no other way to do it. Your body will deteriorate and atrophy much faster, and you will die sooner. That is just point blank facts. You have to move your body. You have to find a way to move your body each and every day, something that you enjoy, whether it's rock climbing, whether it's walking, whether it's Zumba, whether it's dancing, whether it's jujitsu, whether it's bike riding, whether it's rollerblading, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's walking on the treadmill, whether it's walking with a friend, like whether it's lifting weights. You have to find a way to move. There are so many different movement patterns that you can do. You have to find at least one that you can do on a consistent basis. I would also urge you to lift weights. Lifting weights is extremely important for the bone density and longevity and overall health quality of our life through the lifespan. And you can look at Peter Attia's work for more information on that. But we have to move, focusing on movement every single day, getting our steps in, right? Eating well, moving well, thinking well, sleeping well, right? The principles of building agency are built on fundamentals, right? Controlling stimuli, associating selectively, moving, of eating well, moving well, sleeping well, and thinking well. If we can hone in and really focus on the fundamentals, because sometimes we make things so damn complicated that we just decide never to do anything. Well, let's zero in and make it as simple as possible, making our habits too small to fail, and deciding and choosing, not just wishing, not just thinking, deciding and then acting to move, to focusing on movement, of moving well, sleeping well, thinking well, and eating well, while associating selectively and controlling that stimuli. That was number 3. Let's move on to number 4. Position yourself as a learner. Actively questioning, listening, and learning as a part of your daily routine gives you a deeper understanding of the world around you, enabling you to continuously expand your knowledge and capabilities. The smartest people I know say I don't know all the time because they have a beginner's mind. If you position yourself as a learner or position yourself with a curious mindset, you're also going to deepen your relationships because you're not coming in there as a know-it-all, as someone who knows everything all the time. I'm always right. No one wants to be around someone who's like that. They want to be someone around someone who's non-judgmental, who's curious, who seeks to understand, who wants to learn from someone else. I mean, Dr. Jordan Peterson says that all the time. Like, every person knows something that you don't know. And if you walk into relationships or events or work or a conversation thinking this person absolutely does know something I don't know, and I'm going to position myself as a learner in this moment, then you walk in with a beginner's mind, with no prejudgments, no misconceptions, no preconceptions. You're just curious about what that person might say or what that person might do or what they might teach you, what you can learn from them. That's such a powerful way, again, to associate selectively or create relationships. And so if we position ourselves as a learner, when someone says something and we're like, oh, yeah, I don't actually know anything about that. Could you teach me about it? You seem to be very passionate about that subject. Because on social media, right, everyone has a megaphone, everyone's an expert, everyone has an opinion. It's okay to not have an opinion on a certain thing. It's okay to not know enough information to have an opinion on a certain thing. That's actually the mark of someone who's emotionally healthy and mature in who they are, not so insecure that they have to just say some random shit or have an opinion on something they just know nothing about, and they just basically stick their foot in their mouth. You position yourself as a learner and understand that you're seeking curiosity. You're just being curious about the other person or what they might know or how they know more than you on the subject or where they learn it or what they read about or what article was good for them, right? It's just deepening your understanding about the world around you while also deepening your relationship you have with people who you're trying to be curious with. I mean, then just it's a beautiful thing right there. I believe that was number 4. Number 5 is manage your emotions and beliefs. Cultivating greater self-awareness helps you to identify and bring order to strong feelings and beliefs that could misguide you, allowing you to navigate life with greater confidence. Manage your emotions and beliefs. It's about awareness, acceptance, action. Like first step is always going to be awareness. We have to be aware that we're feeling this emotion, or we need to do this thing, or this is bothering us. And we have that gut instinct here. And then we have to accept it. We have to accept that these emotions or these feelings or this problem or whatever's happening is real, because every time we fight against reality, we lose. Every time we fight against reality, we lose. So it's awareness, acceptance, and then action. But it starts with having this greater sense of self-awareness to know, okay, what we're feeling, this is my emotions, this is my beliefs, this makes sense to me. Okay, I'm accepting this as is because I love what is, because the only way to change something is to accept it as it is fully in that moment. And then we move into action, whatever action might be, whatever toolkit or protocol you might want to deploy in that moment to help you navigate these emotions and beliefs so you can move through life again with greater confidence, as they say. So number five, manage your emotions and beliefs. We have two more in the 7 principles for building agency. So we have 2 more. Number 6 is check your intuition. Learning to access your intuition and ensuring that you use it wisely rather than impulsively provides valuable guidance as you make your way through challenges. The only way to check your intuition and to actually trust your intuition is to trust yourself. How do you trust yourself? Well, confidence means intense trust in oneself. How do you build intense trust in oneself? Well, you keep the little promises you make to yourself. That's what you do. You say you're going to do something, you do it. I said at the top, do what you say you're going to do. That is the cornerstone. That is the cornerstone of someone who is an elite performer in any domain of life. They do what they say they're going to do, whether it's with relationship, with work, with their kids, with the thing they set out, with the habit, whatever it is. They do what they say they're going to do. They keep the little promises they make to themselves. They build up the credible evidence that they are who they say they are. So they have this intense trust in themselves because what they say to themselves is legit and real, because they have the track record and the credible evidence to say, yes, I am the person I say I am because I do what I say I'm going to do, and I keep the little promises I make to myself. So the only way to check your intuition is to believe, is to build self-trust. The way to build self-trust is to keep the little promises you make to yourself and do what you say you're going to do. And again, you can build that habit as too small to fail. Tiny little habits, incrementally building from there. Then, in 6, 12 months, you are someone who can check your intuition and trust your gut and have this intense trust in yourself. And you can be a confident human moving through the world. But it all starts with awareness, acceptance, and then action. Awareness, acceptance, action for everything that you want to do. Tiny little habits, too small to fail. Aware, accept, move into action. And then the last one for the 7 principles of, of building agency is deliberate, then act. Using a defined deliberation process allows you to identify and weigh options, in a contemplative, inclusive, rational way before making important decisions, and positions you to take positive, clear, decisive action. Deliberate, then act. Wow. That's, sorry, it's probably very annoying to listen to. But anyways, deliberate, then act. Using a different deliberation process allows you to identify and weigh options in a contemplative, exclusive, rational way before making important decisions, and positions you to take positive, clear, decisive actions. So what they're saying here is it's all about action. Yes, deliberate. Choose what's the best path. Think about what you need to go for. That's why it's awareness, acceptance, action. But nothing will change. Nothing will ever get better unless you have action. Action, 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 action. Action is the only thing that's doing the thing. Thinking about doing the thing, reading about doing the thing, contemplating about doing the thing, looking at doing the thing, watching doing the thing is not doing the thing. The only thing that's doing the thing is doing the thing. So yes, deliberate, choose the best path. Choose the best path, but then you have to act. Action is the only thing that's ever going to move the needle forward. So those, again, are the 7 principles of building agency. Let's just go through them one more time. We have control stimuli, associate selectively, move, position yourself as a learner, manage your emotions and beliefs, check your intuition, deliberate, then act. Those are the 7 principles of building agency from the great book by Dr. Paul Napper and Anthony Rao, called The Power of Agency. So I urge you to check that book out if you found any of this stuff insightful. It's a scientifically packed and grounded wisdom, right, on the 7 principles for building agency. Agency is one of the most important psychological concepts that we need to develop in order to live our best life, in order to become the best, most fulfilled version of ourselves in pursuit of being in service to the world. So I'm sorry I had a little hiccups throughout the episode, but again, if you found the episode valuable or insightful at all, the absolute best way to support this podcast is by sharing this episode with a friend. Send the link to everyone you know so we can all build agency together through the 7 principles for building agency, and we all can be the best version of ourselves in greatest service of the world, and we all can build beautiful, powerful, amazing relationships that change the fabric of who we are and the whole world. So thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time. Cheers. Thank you very much for tuning into that episode. And if you enjoyed it, click right here for another full-length episode of the podcast. And please don't forget to subscribe. But most importantly, above all else, please take good care of yourselves and others. And I'll see you next time. Lots of love. Cheers.